is your cosplay hero again for a place to hang your cape, and today I'm here with Electrospectrum. Is that how I say it?
Yeah, Electrospectrum.
Okay, if you just want to introduce yourself, like your proper name, if you want to use that, or cosplay page, whatever's easiest, and what you actually do in cosplay.
Okay. So I am Chase. I go by Electrospectrum online when I'm doing cosplay and cosplay videography. I do sort of cosplay on the side, but most of the time I prefer to make CMVs, which are cosplay music videos, for those who don't know. And yeah, that's sort of my whole deal at cons. I just really enjoy filming other cosplayers.
Brilliant. What are your favourite things to cosplay from and why?
So I tend to sort of go for my favourite series, which usually end up being quite high fantasy things. My favourite cosplays that I've done are probably like Hawk and Solus from the Dragon Age series. I've recently done Percy from Critical Role, and I'd really like to do something from The Witcher.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm also part of a YouTube group called Nyx Rising Industries, where we do like cosplay skits and stuff. So anything that they ask me to do, which usually ends up being Harry Potter or Marvel related, I'll just sort of cosplay.
Like, sure.
Like, it's easy enough to get through.
Brilliant. I know I actually discovered you through your Dragon Age cosplays.
Oh, thank you. Awesome.
That's how I find most people, because that's like my thing.
Because Dragon Age is great.
Yes, basically. How long have you been doing cosplay?
About 10 years now.
Really?
Yeah, I started when I was 13 and I just turned 23.
Wow. And like, what was it that made you start? What brought you to your first con?
So I knew that cosplay was a thing, but at the time I thought I was too young to do it until I saw like this really cool cosplayer from the Philippines who was about the same age as me.
Right.
Just living her best life, like doing all these cosplays, and I thought, you know what, I want to get involved in this. So I didn't know that London Comic Con was a thing, but my dad, being the supportive father that he is, was like, there's this Comic Con in Bristol. I'm going to drive you to Bristol.
Oh my God. Where are you actually from?
Just from London.
Oh my God, so you
so
went like
we went
way
all
out
the
of
way
your
to
way.
Bristol just so that I could experience a con, and it was only a little one, and it was a fun time. Then I found out about London Comic Con, and everything was sort of uphill from there. And yeah, I've been attending MCM since 2009.
Wow.
And I've not missed one yet, so.
What do you think it is that keeps you coming?
I would say probably the people, because my friends are always here. There's always a really great selection of cosplayers. In October, like we are in now, we have the Euro Cosplay Finals, so there's a great selection of cosplayers from all over Europe. Really good for people like me who want to make CMVs or take pictures of cosplayers.
Great selection.
Got a great selection going on, absolutely.
And what's been your favourite cosplay to date?
That I've done?
Just to really put you on the spot there.
Just to really put me on the spot. One of my all-time favourites is my Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls, just because I had such a fun time and I've got a lot of really good memories. But sort of appearance-wise, probably Percy from Critical Role.
Yeah.
I just really like how that cosplay came out.
And you find in certain characters you just are surprised you kind of enjoy more. And you're like, actually, that was really fun.
So again, for the Nyx Rising channel, they asked me to do Bruce Banner, and I thought like,
oh really?
I was like, really, Bruce Banner? And then I did it and really enjoyed it. So I quite like doing Bruce now.
I think sometimes it's nice to have someone else push you out of your cosplay box. You
and
can
tell you
surprise
what to
yourself.
do. Like, just sort of push you out of your comfort zone.
Okay, and how long have you been doing videos for YouTube?
I think 5 years now. I think my first one was May MCM 2013.
Yeah.
That's when I sort of got into cosplay videography. My good friend Ellie, Little Geeky on YouTube, was already making cosplay videos, and I thought, that looks like a fun time. I want to have a crack at it.
I must say, actually, surprisingly, a lot more people are watching them now, and that's bringing them in. Like, I've been doing it for 5 years, and I always, like you, I knew it was a thing, but I never really looked into going to a con. And what actually pushed me into it was watching Sneaky Zebra videos.
Sneaky Zebra, another great example.
You watch a few, and you're like, I want to go there.
Yeah, because they make it look like such a fun time.
Yeah.
I think that's the point of making convention videos, is it's almost free advertising for the cons, because you're out there to make it look like a good time.
I think that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Having us all here making YouTube videos, we get everyone's different perspective on con and why it's fun. What's your favourite con and why? Again, putting you on the spot.
I think one of the best con experiences I've ever had was I went to KatsuCon in Washington earlier this year.
Oh, wow.
It was beautiful.
Really?
It's absolutely stunning. The Marriott hotel that it's at is just gorgeous, and the standard of cosplay in the US is insane.
Yeah.
But sort of over in the UK, KitterCon is always a fun one. Sort of one of the smaller cons that has a lot of parties going on. Like, that's definitely a really good time.
Okay. And now I know you've been to a US one. How would you say the US con experience compares to the UK one?
It's difficult because it was sort of a very particular US con. We don't really have anything like Katsucon over in the UK.
It's a shame we don't have those like anime-based
something
cons so
at
much.
that scale.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm sure if I went to something like San Diego Comic-Con, I could compare it to MCM because it's the same sort of idea. I mean, I'd say versus UK cons, America has a lot more choice for location.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And because everything is so much bigger over there, you can fit more people, you can sort of do more things, get more high profile guests because they already live there.
Yeah.
So it's probably a bit more easygoing and simple in American cons, I'd say.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the new MCM since we've had ReedPop take over? Because I know we've had some changes going on.
I haven't personally noticed too many changes. I think the queuing systems are a bit better.
Yeah, I've noticed that, honestly.
And there's more of a crackdown on sort of, you know, illegal artists that are going on, which is quite nice because you don't want to see people selling like copies of stuff. And they've gotten we've had some better guests. Absolutely. I'm very, very excited about Critical Role this weekend.
It's a big change to what we used to have before then.
Exactly.
Isn't it? A big change. So what kind of cosplay do you most enjoy seeing from your kind of CMV point of view?
I, like, filming wise, if I see something obscure that I really like, I'll always try and go film them because it's just nice to see something that I love so much. Obviously I am inclined towards fandoms I like, again, like Dragon Age and The Witcher and this, that and the other. But if a costume is pretty and I look at it and I think, oh, I've got a really good idea for a shot of that, I'll just go over and ask, like, hey, can I film you? Like, I don't really have a standard or anything. I just, if I have an idea, I'll go ask and film that person.
Okay. And what advice would you give to people kind of coming to their first con or their first few cons that have someone come up and ask to take a video? Because I know it happened to me my first con and I immediately was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do.
You want me in a video?
Is there any advice you can give someone who's doing that for the first time on how to
So from the perspective of someone being approached or?
Someone being approached.
Someone
I'd say, wanting video.
Yeah, if a videographer comes up to you and they just want to have a video and you're not so sure, just like ask them what it's for. Like, is it for a CMV? Is it like for an interview or something? And then just ask them, like, oh, what do you want me to do? And if you're not comfortable with anything, always say it. Like, personally, if someone's wearing a lot of armor, I'll always ask, like, oh, can you lift your arm this high, or how far can you move? If someone's like in a slightly more revealing cosplay, I think it's always polite to sort of check if they're okay with certain types of shots. Yeah. Like, we all know what I'm talking about there. Yeah. If the person who's approaching you isn't checking that you're okay with stuff, just make sure that you're vocal about like what your limits are in your cosplay. And just try and have a fun time with it. And if you're not comfortable with how a shot's come out, just ask if you can do it again. Yeah. Because they're usually going to be happy to just do what's best for you and them.
Okay. And what advice would you give someone wanting to start out in doing cosplay music videos and coming to cons doing videos?
I always say just go for it, because I mean that's what I did. I got my family's camcorder and just filmed a cosplay music video because I thought it would be fun. Like, don't think that equipment or anything can hold you back. Film it on your phone, for God's sake, if you want to, because then if you like it, you can start to upgrade from there. And if you don't have a fun time doing it, you've not wasted any money on anything. Just have a fun time. Like, just film your friends if you're anxious about asking people. That's always a good way to start. And yeah, the main thing is just have fun, because if it's not fun, there's no point in doing it.
And lastly, who would you like to see as guests at a convention? Because obviously we've mentioned ReedPop are bringing in some different people now. We're getting a lot more selection than we used to, even in the bigger UK events. So is there anyone you'd like particularly love to see come here?
I would love them to have the McElroy brothers. I think that would be awesome. And maybe some more Marvel stars.
Yeah.
Because I know we've got Paul Bettany at this one.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really, really cool if they could grab someone like Chris Hemsworth or Tom Hiddleston.
Yes.
It would be amazing.
I think I'd die.
I think I would
Tom
absolutely
Hiddleston.
die. And if they can get the Critical Role up to come back, that would be awesome.
Yes, I think that would be great. I hear there's a lot of people that wanted to see them. There's a lot of people that missed out. So it'd be nice if they could come back again.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's a good time.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. You've been great. And we'll see you for the next interview.